I think just as I get older, and I think I'm just coming into my prime a little bit later than a lot of people. And I mean, you look at guys like Kevin Lee, like that dude's in his. I mean, if he's not in his prime now, Jesus Christ, wait till he is. You know, he's only like 25. At 25, I wasn't anywhere near where I am now. So I think that I'm just now coming into my own. You know, so I'm not. You know, it does suck to see my record and see all the losses. You know, but if you really look at them, most of those were a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I got those rough patches and those mistakes out of the way early. So now that I can just go on about my business and streak to the top. Yeah, I think so. I think he's definitely the most well known for sure. He's definitely got the most accolades. You know, he's a former world champion. You know, whether it's another organization or not, it's recognized. And you know, he's probably the one guy on my record right now that the casual fan will recognize. So that's definitely exciting for me. The truthful answer that I would give you is Hector Lombard isn't who I wanted to fight. And it's not for any other reason other than I don't look at Hector how everyone else sees Hector. His reputation is far greater than he is right now. I don't see the savage killer that everybody else sees. I see a guy that's at the tail end of his career that's on a 3-fight losing streak that leaves me in a no-win situation. If I beat Hector, I'm supposed to. I'm a young up-and-comer who's streaking right now and coming into his prime, fighting a guy that's 40 years old, that hasn't won a fight since he tested positive for PEDs. You know, it's a no-win situation for me. If I lose, then I lose to a guy that's coming off of 3 losses. So anything less than a dominant performance is a loss for me. So Hector wasn't my first choice, but he was the one that wanted to fight. And at this point, the way the middleweight division is, you got to fight people that want to fight. No, I think the problem with Hector is the same wrinkles he had 5 years ago, the same ones he has now. And I'll never take anything away from Hector stylistically or skill-wise. The dude's tough. He's a monster, and everybody knows that. But he's not any more of a monster now than he was 5 years ago. And if anything, he's not getting any better at this point in his career. He's not getting any faster. He's not getting any stronger. He's not getting any younger. But he's very dangerous, and that leaves me in a pretty precarious situation. You know, it's a super dangerous opponent with not a lot to gain from it, other than showing that I'm the guy that I say I've been. You know, that I got to prove that I'm the guy that I've said I've been this entire time, and I'm the guy. I don't give a shit who you are. If you want to fight, we'll fight. And like I said, the middleweight division right now is kind of a disaster. It's everyone in the rankings are doing a pretty good job of protecting themselves. And I don't even think they all realize it, because none of them will fight anybody outside of the rankings. So it's at this point, you just got to keep knocking heads off until something breaks. As far as the fight goes, I want to finish. You know, I want to finish, and I want to show that I'm good enough to be, you know, a title contender, and you know, I want to be a world champion, and that's what I've been pushing for this whole time. So if I go in there and I struggle with someone like Hector, it's not enough for me. You know, a win isn't good enough for me. If I want to be up there with your Luke Rockholds, who's on the same card, your Chris Weidmans, your, you know, whoever, you know, Whitaker and Bisping and GSP, whoever the hell's at the top, you got to be able to go in and you got to finish people like Hector. And that doesn't take anything away from Hector and what he's capable of, but I got to prove that I'm just on a different level. So anything less than a finish isn't good.